I pushed stop recording altogether, turn off recording. Okay, hi Kim, sorry, I turned off recording altogether. So anyway, I'll go back over this. We're going, now I just shut my notes. Okay, hold on. I just realized it wasn't recording, you guys. Okay, so visionary planning. Okay, so I want you to take a couple minutes, or we'll just take a couple minutes. I'm gonna write some things down too. And don't worry about time. Don't like, oh, we can't do that now, or oh, we don't have enough money for that. We don't have enough time for that. Don't worry about that stuff. And you do not have to share what you're writing down. Like you never have to share it. So don't worry about that either. But just write down a few things that you would love to see in your life, you'd love to have in your life, you'd love to be. It's be, do, have, go, like somebody you'd like to go. And just take a minute and write down, no limits, no have to write 50 or have to write 2, just write down a couple things. Okay, you guys? So let's write these down. Does that make sense? You guys, that makes sense. How you guys doing? Keep going.
Thought of a lot.
Good. I love that. You still writing, Claudette?
Yeah, I got one more thing.
Go, girl, go, girl, go.
Okay.
I love that you guys could write things down. That, yes, that's awesome. Okay, anyone want to share any of them? You don't have to, but is anyone, any of them you always want to share?
I would like to, when Connor graduates high school, is be able to take him and the family to Hawaii for the first time.
Yay! What year is he?
He'll graduate next summer.
He's a senior.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Anything else, or any? I mean, you don't. Anyone else? You want to share anything, Debbie? You don't have to.
Bees, lots of bees. I want to grow up.
I love it. I love it. And that's what I say right now. Okay, cool. So maybe we'll kind of use yours as a thing, Claudette, too, as it's just an example. Let's go to Hawaii. Woo, woo. Debbie knows all about that. So
Go.
What's that?
I hope Claudette gets to go. Goes.
Right.
With her.
So we're kind of in the dreaming. Like that would be such a dream to be able to take me and my family, and then you could actually expand on the dream of we don't have to worry about money. We can stay in a nice resort. I mean, like you could actually create a bigger dream, you know, or I'd love to be able to take them parasailing and whatever. I don't know what you do in Hawaii, but anyway, you know what I mean? And so, taking time, you know, Gloria Mayfield Banks, I don't know if you guys know who she is, but she's one of the top people in Mary Kay. And she did a training. I always refer to this because she says 1 hour worth of planning is like 3 weeks worth of work. So really taking that dream, whatever it is, Debbie, what do you want to be when you grow up? All these things.
Yeah. I want to write a book.
I love that. Okay.
Also,
So that's such a completely different thing than take a family on vacation, but they're both good, right? So,
yeah, because you live off of that money and go on a vacation.
So anyway, just kind of expanding that dream. And that would be like, okay, what am I writing the book about? What, what, everything. Like, is it going to be a digital book? Is it going to be an ebook? Is it going to be a paperback book? I mean, like, there's a lot of things. And so the more defined, there's this lady, Marsha Weeder. She has a dream university, and it's now in Hawaii. She wanted to live at the beach. But the more detailed you can make your dream, because I know if all of a sudden, Claudette, next week you're like, that's the house we're renting on the beach because you've looked it up on houses.com, whatever those .coms are, and you're like, that's the house. And it doesn't have to be that house, but you're like, that's what we're renting. These are the things we're doing, or that's resort we're staying in, or, it just makes it more real. It makes it more exciting. And when things come at you to derail your dream, Debbie, you're like, oh, this is what it's going to be about. This is how many chapters it is. I mean, like, when things come at you, you're less likely to waver because you already know the dream is real. You already know it's got like seat cushions and it's got a hardback cover. I mean, like, you just know these things. It's got these things. So, and then you celebrate, and you got to celebrate the fact that this is going to happen all the time, because not get discouraged. Like, whenever discouragement comes in, you got to go to that next step and just celebrate the fact that you can make it happen, that it will happen. Does that make sense? Like, just celebrating. And then creating a vision for how you're going to get there. And I'm just going to use your example, Claudette, because, I'm going to use both actually. The vision is, I would love to take us to Hawaii. And I know that my husband said, I'm going to put away part of my income and he's going to put away his whatever, and then we're going to go at the end of the year. But what if my Mary Kay business could participate? What if, like, and then you could look at that. You could see what that would look like. Debbie, for you, you're like, I've got these 50 names now. I've got this, like, what if I could maximize my Mary Kay business and spend a few minutes every day, because I've got the time to start my book, and I could just write one page a day, or I could just write one outline by you know what I mean? Like, you break that down. And so, I mean, we could do this for diet, whatever, but creating the vision of how you're going to get there. Obviously, but you have a timeline, you've got a timetable, the when around. You could find some more specific dates, but you want to do it when he graduates. Debbie, maybe, and you guys that does not have to be your thing, Claudette, and that does not have to be your thing, Debbie. I'm just using those examples because those are what you shared. But, Debbie, you're like, I'm really going to get this book published by next summer or whatever. I don't know what it takes to publish a book, but you know what I mean? Like, but you research that, you figure it out, because the more detailed, back to the dream and creating the vision, the more real it is. And then you're like, whoa, this could happen. Like, because I don't think we just think, oh, someday, oh, I'd like to, I'd try, but maybe, and I'm not saying you're doing this, but I'm totally making this up, but yeah, but we can't go to Hawaii. Well, at least go to the beach for a week, maybe we'll go to Santa Cruz. You're like, yuck, okay, that's fun, but like, don't do that, you know what I mean? So the more real we make it. Engage people in the vision and cast a vision. That means you tell people. And that can be very scary, but what happens if Claudette tells, and you guys may already have this planned, so you may want to find something else, but I'm just saying, maybe Claudette hasn't even told her husband that she plans on them going to Hawaii. I have no idea, I'm just making this up. And you're like, I'm gonna have my Mary Kay business pay for this. I'm just making this up. That's, I don't know, $5,000 by the end of the school year. What would that take for my Mary Kay business to produce $5,000 or extra? Or I don't even know how much it costs to go to Hawaii. I'm just making this up. But then you break it up, you break it down. And maybe that engaging people in the vision would be me saying, okay, Jennifer, this is what it looks like. Okay, let's see, this works. But now you go tell your kids, well, I'd probably tell your husband first. Anyway, I don't know, which was a dream. Hey, we're going to Hawaii for your, what? Yeah, we are. I did that. I told you guys I did that as a single mom way back when. I told my kids, we're going to Disneyland. And they're like, we are? Yes, we're going. Hey, Mom, you want to go to Disneyland with us? Hey, brother, you want to go to Disneyland with us? I'm like, crap, we're all going to Disneyland. We're going to Disneyland in January. I had better get to work. And my kids are like, bye, go to work. They're little. But yeah, and but also engaging people in the vision. Debbie, maybe you're like, oh, now I'm going to talk to a artist. I don't know if you need art for your book, but you know what I mean? Like I need, what do you call, is that all, what's it called besides art?
Art, like
Pictures.
illustrations.
Yeah, illustrations. I'm like, now you find an illustration person and you're like, oh shoot, now I'm just in, they're like, oh, that's such a great idea. These are some, you're like, oh my gosh, now I have that person. And now you're talking to a publisher. You don't have the book, but they're like, well, we could publish this, buy this. And you're like, oh man, now I need, you know what I mean? Like now you've got other people enrolled in your vision and those people in your life that are your cheerleaders and your support people, not your naysayers. Don't tell them because they'll just put you down, tell you can't do it someday. And then obviously, Debbie, you're going to need money too to create that vision. Okay, and then the action plan starts. And I was looking, I was going to say, so I had another, what is it? Says procrastination is not a thing. It is an end result of a thing. I liked that. Everyone who is bold has to give up something. Think about that. Debbie, you would have to give up something to write a book. You'd have to become super disciplined. And Claudette, you'd have to give up some time, you know, if you're going to have your Mary Kay business. I'm just making these things up. But, you know, to have your Mary Kay business consistently pay that bill, you're going to have to give up time. You have to give up something to do anything. Or you give up the money from the Mary Kay or to have someone else pay for it. So, I'm looking for the fun lingo, but I can't find it. So, but the action plan is small, measurable. Okay, Claudette has, and I can't do math without a calculator, but you know, $800 or $600 or $500 in the bank this month and 500. So it's every, you know, you break it down. Debbie has the first chapter written by the end of the month, whatever. So I don't even know that's the first step of the book. I don't know. Maybe you write the last chapter. I don't know. But when IPAs are income producing activities, and obviously income is going to vary, but I think you guys get that. And you have to make sure you're focused on the right actions because you could take a whole lot of action. But it may, like Debbie, you could take a whole month or 6 months or, you know, to figure out what the title is, you know, and now you're like, wow, see, I did action on my book. I got to pick out colors, you know, like, I mean, and now you've gotten nowhere. There's not even a word written. So we can take the wrong action. So you need to make sure you're taking the right actions. Super, super important. And then track. And obviously that's where you break things down into smaller goals and you're tracking. And that's where then it starts over. And now you're imagining what it's going to look like. That last, I said that was the first one. I put imagine, but actually that's the last one. I apologize. Because now you're imagining the end results because we can begin to see the end results. And now you're back to the dream. Okay. And now the dream's bigger. And then you can continue to focus on it and continue to celebrate it and continue to engage people and keep those people engaged and continue to take action and to revamp the plan. And if you just do this with one thing, you can begin to do it with more things. So I don't know if this is helpful, but I think sometimes we think, I do. I look at, you know, things on my list. And honestly, I look at things on my list, like I wrote new kitchen. I don't really mean that. I just mean new pieces to my kitchen. And my list is like this, and it's really down at the bottom. And I really know it's down at the bottom because it's really not high on my priority list. So I look at that randomly going, yeah, maybe tomorrow on that one. So I have to be real with myself too. Am I really going to take time to create this for a kitchen I'm not going to work for? We just need a few pieces that are new. Not but anyway, does that make sense? So, so anyway, I hope that's helpful, you guys. It says a vision without a plan is just a dream. You guys have any comments? Any thoughts? Yeah, put that up on your wall, girl. All of us should. Everything happens in 90-day cycles. And so, and And I want you guys to understand, this is kind of a whole training in itself. But if you look at this, if we look at this and we're like, where did it go? Oh, I turned the page, that's where it went. And we're like, I got the dream, and then you're going and you're going, you're like, this is so slow, I've got nowhere. Well, they talk about building momentum. Like, say you're, you know, Claudette, you're like, okay, I'm gonna have my Mary Kay business paid for my, I almost said Disneyland trip, Hawaii trip, and but I like have no leads. You know, I don't have any, I don't even know when I'd book. Am I gonna book at their house? Am I gonna book? I haven't even thought of that. So you got to kind of go through and create, and you're like, okay, I took a little baby step, and then, well, if you take little baby steps and then you stop for 3 weeks, then you got to go start. So 90 days and build now for 90 days. If you're like, I'm going to really focus on booking and, you know, holding appointments. That's what I'm, because I know the money's going to come, like, because, you know, whatever. And I'm just using this as an example. I'm not suggesting to anyone that this is Claudette's story, because I'm making it up for her. I'm putting her name in it. But if she does that for 90 days at a stretch, and 90 days and 3 months, she's going to be like, yeah, I'm a pro. And the 95th day, I don't know, the 100th day, she's going to automatically be doing that. And then the money is going to be putting in the account for the Hawaii trip. And does that make sense? And now you're like, oh, I don't have enough leads. Now I'm going to learn to lead generate for the next 3 months or whatever. And this is not a Mary Kay thing. There was a study or something I was reading a long time ago, but it was the owner of Costco, the owner of, not the owner, but, you know, like the CEO, all these big corporations. That's the only one I can think of. What was the other one? The other one was some big store. I don't know. There was like 5 of them. Every single one of them were talking about the 3-month cycle in different ways. They all called it something different, but they all talked about how they have to keep something up for that 3-month period, that building momentum. Because with employees, I talk about doing with employees, with customers, with all the things they were doing to train the system, train the world that they were in, that's a thing, whatever it is, whatever it was. It was all different stuff, but I thought it was pretty fascinating. So it's not just a Mary Kay thing. It's really how it's just like when I talk about forming habits and how, like, say there's just some kind of habit you want to form. Well, it takes 3 months to form a habit. Sometimes it takes 6 months, sometimes it takes 2 months, but if you could even form 4 new habits in a year, are you kidding me? You were in charge and you deliberately did 4 new habits that you wanted. That's pretty exciting. That's 4 new positive. I'm assuming you want to create positive habits in your life. You know, I mean, I guess you could start drinking every day or something. That would be a habit, but you could create that habit, right? I mean, you know what I mean? So anyway, I just thought, so don't give up, I guess is, it says, then you're a victim of circumstance or a product of your character. You choose. I thought that was pretty cool. And I can't find the last thing I was going to share, but I think my little thing fell out. Is it right here? It was right here. Oh. Anyway. All right. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share, that I encourage you guys to do this, to take some time, create the dream, whatever the dream is, celebrate. I would put celebrate in every little arrow. Create the vision, expand the vision of what the dream's going to look like, engage people in your vision and cast it to them. Because the more you talk about it and the more you verbalize it to other people, the bigger and more real it becomes in your head. If you just keep it to yourself, good luck with that. Then you're going to plan it. You're going to take the right action. You're going to track your action, and your imagination is going to increase, and you're going to continue around and around. So one thing I want to offer to you guys, I'm sad that Jennifer couldn't come back, but one thing I want to offer to you guys is that this next week, I'm just would love to do coaching, a little coaching call with you guys and, you know, Kim and Jennifer, whoever wants to, but just set up a quick coaching call. And a coaching call is not me training you on anything, not me telling you anything. It's just you telling me, this is what I want to create, and this is my plan to get there. And we just make sure, just make sure you got it. I mean, that's all. It's not anything about that. So it's kind of nice. That's putting me in the corner, of your plan, and let me, be your cheerleader. I'll get out my pom poms as soon as I find them. So anyway, please text me if you'd like to be, we can just set a time, like whatever, and we can do a little coaching call about whatever it is you want to set up. And then thank you for being willing to move to Monday nights. So we're gonna do that next week if that's, don't put it. But anyway, we will maybe you can do it from the car and get everybody involved. It'll be that kind of thing. You and your daughter can do it, because it's really that kind of thing that we're gonna do, where anyone can do it. It's actually kind of fun. So
yeah, if you it's gonna be a Zoom?
yeah, because it's super fun to talk about.
Okay.
But I'm actually, because I think I have to post things beforehand. I was trying to find them, but yeah, I think I have to. Anyway, yes, I'm gonna have to post some forms beforehand, so for you guys to fill out. So it'll be fun.
Okay.
So anyway, you guys have a great week, and thanks for coming to training, and thanks for playing and sharing your visions and all that. And I hope you guys just go for it, girls.
Thank you.
All right, you guys have a great rest of your week. Have fun.
You. Have fun.
Have a great week.
Have you
Bye,
too.
guys. Bye.
Bye.